Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Devlog number 3, I guess. Today I want to talk about the plans for both of the games in development and the one upcoming one. I want to talk about digression and switching between those projects while trying to not lose them both and stay afloat. And the idea here is, since those are two radically different kind of games, and they serve and cater to different audiences, absolutely different audiences, I am feeling like the game that is Rifts, that I'm working on for a longer time, is the game that's going to be enjoyed by a few, and I don't think it's going to be a financial success in any way, but I do believe that the smaller game, which is more of a time waste fast food style game but for mobile, it will be a good cash cow that might bring some money, just because how the in-app purchases and how the advertisement there is structured simply, and also mobile is more accessible platform, and because the game is free and you can buy everything inside the game, it's also way better proven model to earn income in the long run. As for my main game, the Rifts, it will probably come up on it will get its own Steam wishlist page. That's what I'm trying to say. By the start of August, I will be pushing for that as hard as possible. There is a playable demo. There will be another playable demo by that time, which is a newer version, because now we have pre-alpha with some visual tweaks, with barely any sound effects, music and stuff like that. We have most of the mechanics implemented, pretty much all of them. We have every button, everything in place right now. It just needs some tweaking, it needs some polishing, it needs like changing things here and there, and together with the music, with the audio, together with everything that gives immersion, because right now visual immersion is there, but audio immersion is far from there. It's only 3 tiers of units that are voiced over. There is no background music, there is barely any sound effects and sound feedback, and some of the sound feedback is also old, and it gives like a wrong vibes, because the game has been changed drastically since I've actually used those sound effects. So now it's a lot of work coming in, and I'm slowly doing it. I'm making bit by bit. I'm trying to not rush it, because sometimes I feel like I want to rush it, but at the same time I know if I run too fast and if I rush it to the point where I have to just release everything because I want some like audience, some players, some support or anything like that, it might hurt the game itself. It might bring the unfinished product, which I really don't want, because the game itself is the product. As I'm saying, like in the Rifts, there is no in-app purchases, there is no ads, there is basically no monetization whatsoever, except for the price of the game. So you buy the game, you don't like it, that's a big fail for me, because you're not gonna tell anybody about the game, and that's it. It's like not gonna go far. That's why I believe in this case scenario, I'll just go slow, take my time, reaching my pace here, so I'll just keep going in that direction. As for the mobile game, the Keep Up one with the ball, the demo is ready. There are a few visual tweaks mostly. There is some rework for the characters, because since the characters are premium, I want them to do something. I want them to have abilities. I've already spoken with people and I know what I have to do for those characters. It's just a matter of time. The main thing here is to hook up the ad mob and to hook up the in-app purchases through the what it's called, Google Play Market, right? and then do the same for iOS as soon as I'm ready, as soon as I can. But it will be slightly delayed after the Google Play Market, just because it's my first publishing and I wanna like test it out. I wanna do everything right, so the time I get to the Apple, it's a little better. I learned something from the experience, and then there is just a little bit of a visual conflict for me. I believe that the game itself is pixel art and it's quite good, and the animations is there, but I still feel like something missing. I don't want to overwhelm it with like moving objects with like debris or birds or anything like that, but to me the game is still missing some visual atmosphere. Like when you get looped into it for such a long time, for like 50-60 tries, you kind of feel that everything is just boxes, everything is just like, you know, very simple objects. Like you don't really get immersed into like, oh, you're scaling the buildings and stuff like that. The ball itself is immersive, but the player and the movement on any character and like the surroundings, the background, it's a little far from that. It's not that I want to polish it to be perfectly. At the end of the day, it's just a mobile game, so I will leave it at a certain stage of like how I like it, but I can tell you today that I don't really like it yet. So I can release it, but I'll try to release it as soon as possible, because this game I'm actually trying to like publish to get some revenue going, to get something like into the income stream for the Rifts, so I can start doing extras. Because as soon as the game comes out without any publishers, I will need to advertise it, I will need to like find content creators, and all takes budget. And this is why I'm looking at my mobile game as like a certain kind of a, I wouldn't say like a support, but it's a small stream that might just keep certain ideas afloat, because certain ideas are just too expensive, certain ideas are just like too early to adopt. And I feel this, I do a lot of introspective whenever I'm developing anything, and I'm like coming back to the ideas again and again, trying to like solve the problem of bringing them alive. But I believe that for some of them, especially for like gaming industry, the finance is the constraint. So if I solve at least the problem was like having some spare, like $50 to put there, $50 to put there, so it starts moving, it would be a very big thing for me. That's why the game for mobile, to keep up, it's coming up first, and I'm willing to digress for that, because I know it will be profitable. It will, at the end of the day, it will bring something, and even this little something will be enough for me to keep going on the Rifts. Because it's a very controversial when you work on such a big project. Like you always feel that the finishing line is there, like the goal post is literally like right here, but you can never reach it, because for so much self-critique and self-reflection, and also like feedback from the players simultaneously that are testing the game, you'll be like, okay, this is far from being done. You'll be like 65%, and you work hard for a month and you reach 70% and you release, and everybody's like, yeah, this is very good, and this is very good, this is missing, and this is missing, and this should be changed. And you're like, okay, back to 60%, and then you work for another month and 65, maybe even 70, back to 65. So it's not an endless loop. I know there is a finish to that. It's just overwhelming in terms of trying to manage every little aspect of it, but I know what I signed up for. I know that it's not gonna stop me. I know that it's not gonna like stop the project from being released. So it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of skill as well for myself, but I will get there. I'm getting there. That's why I'm doing those devlogs as well. It's like basically proof for myself that I promised something, that I was working on something, and I need to keep going. Also, eventually I will be resurfacing the ideas from here. Eventually I'll be checking on what I've done, what I tried to do, and how it went years from now. So this is where my goals lie, and it's a pretty big scope of work, and no matter how much I enjoy it, it's a lot because I have my own job. I also do other streams of income, and tied up all together, it's not easy, but you will get there. I know that all the hard work will pay off. With all these words, I'm probably trying to say that sometimes I digress, not just for like making other games or like spending time with family. Sometimes I would be playing video games, I would be streaming some nonsense. Recently I wasn't even bored, I was curious. I was like, what if I take the accelerometer feature, and like back in the day on like Nintendo DS and stuff, you can make the 3D world, like a plain basic 3D world, rotated with accelerometer, like aiming and stuff, and then make it like a sniper game where you are on a sniper nest and you just rotate your camera around trying to like snatch, but it's not AR, so there's like no camera function. What I was saying, like rotate your phone around, but it feels like inside the 3D world you rotate the camera, so you turn, you snap, you zoom, you shoot. And I made it in 4.5 hours. It was hell of fun. It looks crazy unpolished. It looks like those Flash games from 2006, like back in your browser, that weighted like 13 megabytes. But that's the game, and I made it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And I spent like maybe 2 hours just like rotating around my room and like shooting stuff. It's absolutely useless like time spending, but I learned a little bit. I actually made a package for Android and like hooked up all those accelerometer features pretty quick. So I definitely learned something from that experience, but it wasn't really productive, and it's not like I'm gonna release it in any state close to that, because I have an idea for such game in mind and it's gonna take a long time, and I'm just not willing to digress further like fractals from one game to another, because eventually just to come back to the original game that I want to make is gonna take years. So this is just for my entertainment mostly, but I think I will eventually be releasing some of the demos of the game I make. I know like I will have a special section for that, for like unpolished, unfinished, underdeveloped games that you can take straight up with the code, straight up with all the features, and just make it your own. I don't really like, I'm never trying to gatekeep anything. I'm planning to release mods, like modding for my Rifts game eventually. I want to make it community based as well, for like certain updates, for certain balance and stuff. That's why I'm quite open to just like dropping my projects here and there and like letting people to see it. But I also don't want you to see my projects and be like, okay, this guy's doing some kind of, I don't know, Roblox, Minecraft stuff. And even like, that's crazy, but saying stuff like that today is also bad, because Roblox makes 3D first-person shooters that look like better than Fortnite, and stuff like Minecraft, where there's like unlimited possibilities up to this day, whatever you can do there. So everything for everybody. But what I'm trying to say is like, I put some extra heart, some extra soul into my game, and it's not just like a piece of code spit out by AI that I'm just dropping off here and there, or trying to make like money on it, trying to gain some players for that kind of games. No. But some people will be interested to see, and after I get some shit together, I'll definitely release it. Peace out.